Chaos is cracking through the calm facade of Salt Lake City, and at the center of the storm stands Lisa Barlow, determined, wounded, and more fired up than ever. This season hasn't just been dramatic, it's been suffocating. The accusations, the lies, the ice-outs, the whispered rumors behind closed doors, all of it piling on top of a woman who came into this franchise wanting to build, not break. And yet somehow, the more she tries to stand tall, the more people around her seem eager to watch her fall. But here's the twist. They might have picked the wrong woman to push into a corner. Before the drama hits its boiling point, do me a quick favor. Tap that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next explosive chapter. It helps more than you know, and trust me, this story is just getting started. Now, back to the unraveling. Lisa Barlow says she has never felt tension like this. Not once in all her years navigating the icy peaks and fire pit lows of Real Housewives history. This year, she wakes up to hate. She wakes up to lies. She wakes up to a group of women who seem determined to crumble her experience while polishing their own. And what stings her most? She doesn't understand the why. Why target the woman who helped bring the show to Salt Lake City? Why try to crush someone who has built her brand, her friendships, and her reputation on directness and truth? Why keep pushing her into another bad season as if it's a sport? She says the pain is real, raw, constant. But she's also clear. There's only one castmate who hasn't joined the silent freeze, Meredith Marks, her longtime friend, her lone lifeline during the worst season yet. Still, Lisa refuses to let the ice out define her. She believes shutting someone out doesn't strengthen a group, it weakens it. And she knows exactly what she brings to the ensemble. I'm a good friend, she says. That's why they all want to be my friend. And maybe that confidence, that self-assurance, is exactly what some people can't stand. Because loyalty, real loyalty, is loud when it matters. And too many people this season have chosen silence. As filming moved forward, the weight only got heavier. The whispers got louder, the glances sharper. But the breaking point wasn't in Utah. It was in the Caribbean, on a below-deck charter headed straight into disaster Canouan. The trip that was supposed to be glamorous, unforgettable, and dramatic in all the right ways became the moment everything flipped. Suddenly, Lisa wasn't just being iced out, she was being accused of leaking information about her castmates. Accused of stirring up narratives. Accused of playing a game she insists she's never played. But here's the twist. Lisa came prepared. She came with receipts. 6 years of being accused of things she didn't do, and 6 years of walking into reunions armed with evidence to prove everyone else wrong. She's not new to this. She's seasoned, battle-scarred, and tired, but still standing. And yet, one moment hurt more than the accusation itself. Heather Gay staying silent. Silent on stage. Silent on the panel. Silent when one sentence. Lisa wouldn't do that. Could have changed everything. Silence doesn't always stay quiet. Sometimes it screams. But in the middle of the chaos, someone else stepped up. Meredith Marks. Not just a co-star. A friend. A real one. Meredith didn't just defend Lisa. She questioned the entire narrative. She questioned why there's no footage of the alleged plane drama. She questioned why, if things were so horrible for Brittany, not one woman switched seats with her. She questioned the authenticity of every accusation being thrown like darts with no board in sight. Then came her son, Brooks Marks, a voice that carries its own weight in Bravo circles. He stood beside his mom and echoed what loyal viewers have seen for 5 seasons. The Marks family tells the truth. Every time. And every time, they've been proven right. The cracks in the cast's storylines are starting to show. The footage doesn't match the accusations. The reactions don't match the severity of the claims. And the people staying quiet might be saying more than the ones yelling. And in the middle of that storm, Lisa Barlow finds herself in unfamiliar emotional territory. She says she's maintained close friendships all her life. She's never experienced this kind of targeted isolation. She's never felt this level of exhaustion from people she films with. She's never had to wake up every morning preparing for another round of lies. The air around the cast didn't get lighter after the Canouan trip. It got thicker, heavier, almost claustrophobic. What started as tension turned into cold shoulders, and what began as cold shoulders turned into a quiet war. Every sideways glance, every unfinished sentence, every accidental comment felt pointed, calculated. designed to break someone's spirit without ever raising a hand. For Lisa Barlow, this wasn't entertainment. It wasn't storyline material. It wasn't TV. It was personal. Every step she took, someone questioned. Every word she spoke, someone twisted. Every attempt she made to create peace only sharpened the knives pointed at her back. It wasn't conflict. It was a campaign. And Lisa finally realized what she was up against. Not one argument, but a chain reaction of resentment that kept getting passed from castmate to castmate like a virus. This season turned into something darker than she expected. And yet, she kept filming. She kept showing up. She kept speaking truth even when it felt like the entire room preferred the lie. But the interesting part, the more the cast tried to isolate her, the more the audience leaned in. You can't silence someone who refuses to shrink. You can't bury someone who comes with receipts. You can't twist a narrative when there's no footage to back it up. And that became the season's biggest red flag. The plain drama that supposedly caused chaos, no cameras, no audio, no witnesses except the people pushing the story. And Meredith Marks wasn't afraid to call out that convenient gap. If something was that bad, we would have footage. Meredith said it plainly, and suddenly the viewers started questioning everything they'd been told. And that's when the foundation of this season's accusations started to crack. The truth is, the cast underestimated Lisa. They underestimated her resilience, her transparency, her willingness to walk into a reunion with a binder full of evidence if she has to. But what hurt her isn't the accusations themselves. It's the betrayal behind them. Heather Gay's silence on that panel didn't just feel off. It felt like confirmation that some friendships only exist when convenient. Lisa didn't need Heather to defend every decision she makes, but she did expect her to speak up when someone was accusing her of something she firmly denies. And Heather's choice to sit quietly said everything. Silence can wound deeper than insults. It was in that moment Lisa realized something essential. Some of these women don't want peace. They want a storyline. And if ruining someone's experience gets them that storyline, they'll do it without blinking. But what they couldn't predict was the wave of support rising behind Lisa from the outside. Meredith stood by her. Brooks stood by Meredith. And viewers, the people who follow every argument, every reunion, every leaked snippet, saw the pattern. They saw the inconsistencies. They saw the emotional toll. They saw Lisa waking up to hate every morning and still pushing forward. And they started asking the question the cast didn't want anyone to ask. What if the accusations aren't true? What if this storyline isn't organic? What if someone is manufacturing the villain they need? Because there's something about a woman who's confident, outspoken, and unwilling to bow down that can create envy in places she didn't expect. As the season barrels toward its end, Lisa stands in the center of a fractured cast, bruised but unbroken. She isn't pretending everything is fine. She isn't sugarcoating the hurt, but she is reclaiming her voice. For the first time in a long time, she's choosing to stand in the storm instead of running from it. Because she knows this truth. You don't need everyone to like you. You don't need everyone to defend you. And you definitely don't need everyone to believe you when the receipts speak louder than their rumors. This entire experience, from the ice out to the fake whispers to the silent betrayals, has taught her something she didn't expect. That strength isn't about staying calm. It's about refusing to break even when people push you to the edge. And as the cameras shut off and the season closes, one thing becomes clear. Lisa Barlow isn't the villain of this story. She's the survivor of it. She's the woman who walked through a season designed to isolate her and came out with her truth intact. She's the one who stood in front of accusations and didn't back down. And she's the one who showed that even in reality TV, loyalty still matters. But here's the biggest twist. The people who tried to ice her out may be the ones who end up exposed in the end. Because the truth always finds its way out. And when this story reaches the reunion stage, those who stayed silent will have the hardest questions to answer. The lights drop. The music rises. The iconic reunion stage glows under the weight of everything that has happened this season. Every seat on that couch represents tension, secrets, and unspoken truths ready to detonate. And right at the center of it all, Lisa Barlow sits with her back straight, her expression calm, and a confidence that makes everyone else shift nervously in their chairs. She's not walking into a firing squad. She's walking into a reveal. The reunion begins with the expected tension. Clipped greetings, stiff smiles, eyes darting away instead of toward. But the energy feels different this year. The audience can sense it. The tension doesn't belong to Lisa. It belongs to the women who have run out of places to hide. Because today, the truth has a microphone. Andy Cohen starts gently, but as always, he starts pulling threads. The first questions hit like small pebbles: the plane drama, the Canouan trip, the ice out, the whispered accusations. Each woman tries to rehearse her version of events, but something unusual happens. Their stories don't match, their timelines slip, their tone falters, their certainty cracks. And when Andy turns the question to Lisa, she doesn't defend, she exposes. She walks through the events calmly, precisely, without raising her voice. She explains what was said, what was twisted, and what never happened. She's not emotional, she's not shaken. She isn't here to convince, she's here to clarify. And every detail she lays down makes someone else on that couch visibly uncomfortable. Then Meredith leans forward. Her voice is steady as she dissects the accusations one by one. She questions why the most dramatic storyline of the season conveniently had zero footage. She questions why empathy was suddenly a performance piece. She questions how rumors grew legs without a single verified source. For the first time, the narrative pushed all season is crumbling, and the women pushing it are scrambling for ground that's no longer there. Heather tries to soften her silence, offering an explanation about not wanting to insert herself, but Andy pushes further. The viewers want to know why she stayed silent if she didn't believe the accusation. Why she let the implication grow. Heather hesitates. Her reasoning wavers. Lisa listens, but she doesn't say a word. The truth is doing all the talking for her. Then the receipts come out. Lisa pulls out messages, dates, timelines, but not with drama, not with theatrics, with clarity, with intention, with finality. Every piece contradicts the accusations made against her. Every screenshot reveals another layer of manipulation. And the more she reveals, the quieter that couch becomes.